Hey guys, Target here and welcome to design and manage a City Skylines unmodded Let's Play series. We are in New Tadima City, which is in its humble beginnings of development, and today we are going to spice things up by building a nature reserve park. Afterwards, if we have time, we can start thinking about the road layout that will be the main feature and infrastructure of the city. Let's start! Okay, so the first thing that I want to do, since we are going to start using this area, like I said in previous videos, I want to not demolish this little mountain that we have over here with the hole, and I want to convert it into a nature reserve park, which is going to be the focus of this episode. Since we are going to use this area, I think I want to go ahead and start upgrading these roads, because we are going to start using them. And I also think I want to convert these to industry roads to increase the speed of the garbage trucks. And I think we can go up all the way and upgrade all of these roads. Okay, we're gonna leave these as they are for now. Another thing that I want to do, since we have our landfill, our only landfill site almost full, I think it's time for us to start addressing the garbage situation, and I want to take this away from here in the future, so I think we can start trying to empty it. And for that I want to use another industrial road, and I want to go all the way here, and I want to start placing some recycling centers. So I'm gonna put couple of them here. What's the upkeep of this? 240, that's enough. And I think I want to start setting this one to empty. Okay, and we also need to provide some power. And we also need some water. Now we can start focusing on the park. To create the park, we first need to define a park area, which is done by using this tool, and I think I want to zone this entire block. And now I want to round these little corners to make it neat. Okay, so the district is now defined, so now I can set up a name to our park, and I think I'm going to name it Cave Hole Park, because I am a super original creator, and since it has a hole in a cave, it's going to be called Cave Hole. And now we need to go into the Nature Reserve tab, and we can start creating an entrance. Let's place it here, and with this we unlock a couple of features. These are the only things that I can use now, so I think for the time being I'm just going to build a camping site, because the only things that we have are tents and some campfires. So yeah, but before we do that, I want to enclose this entire park in a fence, just to make it a little bit more realistic. This is not really needed, and for that I'm going to grab the fence, and I want to go right along the edge, and I want to make a corner. Okay, this is not possible because it's on top of the road, but I think I can cheat the system by putting a side gate. Actually, let me pause the simulation. Let me put a side gate here. Let's bring a fence all the way here, and now I believe we can make a little curve alongside it. Yeah, there you go. See, perfect. Now we can delete this, make a fence all the way to this little edge. And once again, we cannot select the edge because it only lets us select the middle of the tile, but that's not what we want. We want to go all the way to the edge, so I'm going to cheat the system again, and I'm going to place another gate, and this will allow us to make a fence right along the sidewalk, which is what we want. Now let's see if I can do a curve. Yeah, there we go, perfect. This is really nice. It's really blending against the sidewalk. And let me see, I think I want to keep this side gate over here, or perhaps let's even move it a little bit to this area. I believe the campsite is going to be here because it's the flattest area that we have. Let's bring another fence here, and now we can start going all the way over here. I'm going to be a little bit edgy, and I'm going to place our third side gate over here, so on the other side of the road, and we'll have to make it connect with the other gates with a pathway that will have to somehow go across this little road and tunnel. So I think that's something we can start working right now before we end up the fenced path. And I'm gonna select the pathway with the details, which are the power lines. I think I want to start here, so let's make a pathway here, coming all the way here. Okay, pretty good so far. Let's see if I can do a bridge over here. So let me actually turn off. So let me try and make this as straight as possible. It will be here and connected here. And I want to make a pillar right next to the road. Okay, look at that. Pretty horizontal bridge that connects the two sides of the park. Perfect. Before developing the rest of the pathway, I want to finish up the fencing. Now that we have the pathways defined, we can have a better idea of where we want the fences to go. So again, I need to create a main gate here, so that we can place the fence right on the edge of the road. Let's delete this thing again, and let's bring the fence all the way over here. We'll go up the slope, there's no big deal with that. Now let's make a straight line all the way over here. Cool. And now let's figure out how we want this thing to go. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna make a fence here, then connect it here, delete this, and now we can bring it all the way over here and somehow make it intersect. So perhaps if I make a segment here, delete this, and now by enabling the road guidelines I can make a very smooth curve connecting the two segments of fence. And I think I want to do the same here, so let's see. Now let's bring a fence all the way here, and now let's bring another one on this side as well. And for that I'm going to need yet another side gate. Bring a fence here. Okay, delete it. Another side gate here to be able to make a fence right next to the road. And now we can connect it. Destroy this, and now bring everything to here. And there we go. Our entire park is fenced off. So now I think it's time for us to start working on the pathway network that we already started to build, but now we are going to finish. So I'm going to bring pathways, and I think I want to make a path coming between this slope and also the mountain. So I think that's something I can do quite easily. So if I bring it here and here, hopefully I'm not going to destroy this little feature, because that's the main attraction of this park. I think I want to make a straight road here. You know what, perhaps I can make a straight line that goes all the way there, and now connect this thing perhaps like this. And now I want to make another straight line that is parallel to this one. So I think this is a good way of doing it. And hopefully I'm not going to destroy anything. Okay. And now just connect it. Perfect. Now let's delete these little guides and connect it here. Alright, I'm really liking the way this is turning out to be. This is going to be our camping site, as I've said. Now I think we can connect it here. And now let's do the same thing here. I want to make a straight line all the way here. And again, let's curve it. And this one can also connect right here. Now to finish things off, I just have to connect this line to this one. And I think I want to make a very simple connection. Okay, and this is going to be the final curve of the main pathway network. And there we go, connected. Alright, pretty cool. So now the last thing that I want to do regarding pathways. Oh, you know what? I'm seeing a little feature here. I think I want to bring a pathway all the way to the top of this little slope, and then in the long term place one of these viewing decks. I'm not sure if it's going to fit here, but we'll have to try it, because I believe I cannot bring any path all the way here. No, it's going to delete the feature of the mountain, and I do not want that. So this is the best that we got so far. In the long term I might do a little bit of terraforming, but for now I think this is going to have to do it. So let's just make a little pathway all the way here. Okay, cool. And I think when we unlock all these features we can terraform a little bit this slope to make it fit. But for the time being, let me just start reworking the camping site. Yeah, I think this is going to cut it. This is a nice radial layout that is going to be useful to place a lot of tents. So I think this is a good time for us to start. You know what, I think I want to rework this area a little bit, so let's just try it. Okay, much better. Okay, so let's start adding some assets. We've got this campfire site number 1, we've got this campfire site number 2. I think I want to do a mixture of both of them. I think both of them are quite attractive in their own way. So let's put this one here, over there, okay. Now I want to put another one of these right here. And another one here. Another one here. And the same thing here. And perhaps another one there as well. Okay, now let's start decorating everything with some tents. I want the central area to be reserved for the bigger tents, so these ones are going to be placed here. So one here, like this. The same thing on this side. And here as well. Perhaps I want to mix it a little bit and place a few small tents as well. and the outside will have some smaller tents. Ah, look at that. I don't know what you guys think, but I like this. I like this a lot. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I'm going to convert this middle area into a social place where people can come and barbecue and eat and take a seat and relax. So for this I'm going to delete this tree, and I think I'm going to remove a lot of these tents as well. I think we have more than enough of these. Okay, so the game gives us these tiles here, but I don't think I'm gonna use them because the contrast between the tiles and these tables is not that big, and I want the tables to pop. I want it to be noticeable that this is an eating area with a lot of tables, a lot of picnic tables, so I'm not going to be using the tiles. I am going to use, however, these little tables, and I think I am going to make them in a pattern like this. Maybe we can make this a little bit less regular, and yeah, this way it's more interesting. Now let's see what we have. We have this firewood rack that I think we are going to use it, so let's place it right here. I think I want to use these bathrooms as well. I think I want to place another campfire site here, so perhaps this is a good location for it. Let's start and place a few benches where people can sit. Let's place a few of these things, lampposts. So let's put one here, let's put one there, one here as well, and let's put another one here near the toilets. I think I'll also want to put some trash cans, so let's put a trash can right next to the lamppost if the game lets me. Yeah, there we go, one there, and I think I want to put a second one over here as well next to the lamppost. Okay, another thing that I want to do is add a few features to these tents that we have placed. For example, these table sets. I think they could be very useful to put in between the tents. You know, people who camp usually bring their own stuff and they like to eat outside, for example this one. And there's also some other variations, such as this small table, which we can put right here with two tables right next to it. So let's put one here. It didn't pop. Okay, and another here. Okay, pretty cool. And finally, the last thing that I want to do in this central area is, of course, add a few trees. And I do not want very tall trees. I want something that doesn't completely hide this area. I want it to be visible. Okay guys, just like I've decorated this entire central area, I think I want to do the same with this entire camping site. So that's what I'm gonna do right away. I'm gonna place some trees, place some eating tables, place some benches and etc. And I'll meet you in a second. Alright guys, the Nature Reserve Park camping site is now complete. I've added a lot of detail, so let's just zoom in so that I can show you what I've added. Basically I've just done the same that I've done in the central area, but applied to this entire camping site. Just added some details here and there to make it look more realistic and make it blend a little better. I've added here, for example, another set of toilets, for example, and some benches, just so people have a place to sit and relax. And you wanna see something real funny? Look at this guy. This guy is an idiot. He brought his own kayak and he forgot to see on the internet that this particular camping site does not have a river. Yeah. Also, I've tried to place a lot of trees here, particularly next to the road, to protect the people's privacy from the outside people who are not in the park. So overall I think I've done a good job with that. I know it doesn't blend very well with the rest of the trees that are in this park, but as I develop this park I will expand these little trees and put them everywhere throughout the park. But overall I think we are now ready to unpause the simulation. Let me just check something. I'm actually not sure if we have enough entertainment to go to the next level, but let's resume the simulation and see if this thing adjusts. Oh yeah, there we go, we are more than better. So let's now see if people start using this park. Ah yeah, look at that. We have got a lot of movement in our new camping site. We have a lot of people using these new tents and also the campfires. It's perfect. So let me just check if we're making a profit. No, not yet. We are making an income of 300 and we are expanding around 318, but I think this is going to increase over time, especially because we have a lot of new people coming in. Look at all these people. Meanwhile, I think our city is having a little bit of issues with trash. I think I want to put a few more of these recycling centers because our garbage processing status is in the red zone. So I think 2 of them are going to be enough. So let me grab this industrial road and perhaps I can make a road coming all the way here. And we can put 2 of these. Let's also make the road come all the way there. Also, let's make a quick checkup of our city. So we have a lot of our students with elementary school education, and we also have a lot of students who are eligible to have high school education. So I think this is a perfect time to place an high school. This is something that probably could have been done on the previous episode, but we can do it now. It's no big deal. So I want to put it in an easily accessible area, which is going to be the intersection of these 2 avenues. And let me see, where can I put it exactly? I think this is going to be a perfect place for it. So let's put it here. Okay, now we'll just have to wait a little bit because high school education as well as elementary school takes a long time to build. And since we are at it, perhaps we can take a look at the rest of the services of city. So we have a fire station over there, which is probably enough for now, so we're not gonna touch it. Let me check the police. Crime is more than okay, this is not going to be a problem, but I believe we do not have any medical institute in our city yet. Yeah, there you go, the average health is 54%, so I think if you place a clinic in the city, it will help some of these buildings to develop and also go to the next level. So I think I'm gonna place a medical clinic. Maybe I'll place it right here, right next to the Japanese garden. We have a lot of demand for residential in our city, so I think I'm going to zone a few more houses. I do not want to expand the layout too much because on the next episode I want to completely develop and figure out the new layout for this part of the city, and I think unfortunately most of these things are going to be deleted. So yeah, I don't want to develop too much, but we can zone an additional couple of blocks just for the time being. And you know what? I think I'm going to play around with the terrain a little bit. So we have a curve here, and this comes at the cost of 440. So if we do the same thing, I can make a pretty regular curve, and we can extend it all the way here, and perhaps do the same thing here. Again, this is temporary because I'll probably end up deleting this entire thing, but for the time being it will allow us to bring a few more residents into the city because we are quite needing them. And you know what, since the highway is here, I believe I can not use my rule of leaving one block in between the buildings, because I don't think we will be putting any pathways here between the houses, so I am going to bring it all the way here. Okay, let's place a few pipes, and let's put some houses in these little segments of curve, because they will look amazing. This is something that I want to use a lot more in this city, you know, these curvy layouts, and having the grids bend around the terrain. I think it looks really neat, and you can build a lot of things with this and make very attractive layouts, but we'll see how it goes. For now, let me just zone these blocks as well, and perhaps we can put a few shops here next to the garbage. Hopefully not a lot of people will get sick, but let's place some shops here as well. Okay, maybe we can even not zone anything in this block, just to give a little gap in between. Oh, I believe something happened. Oh, there we go. Our camping site has evolved to level 2, and these viewing decks, I think I want to be using them in a minute. So let's just jump right in the layout and see if I can place a viewing deck over here. So let me grab it. So we have two of them. We have one. Okay, this one, looking from the above, looks like a frying pan. I'm not sure if I like that, so let me just see how does the other one look. Okay, this one looks like a guitar. Okay, I think we'll keep this one. And perhaps we can even put another one. Let's see. We have another slope here. Perhaps, you know what? Let me try something. I might end up regretting this in the future, but maybe if I bring the terrain a bit higher here, I can make another pathway and place another viewing deck. Okay, let's try to bring a pathway all the way there. Okay, do we like this? I think we do. I think we do indeed. Alright, let's check it. Okay, not bad, not bad. Let me just delete this tree, so the view is much better. And let's place a few more custom trees. We have also unlocked this thing, the temp camping site, but you know what? We have a much better one, so we're not going to use that one. Also, just out of curiosity, let's see how this one looks. I think I've used it in my previous series, but I don't really remember. Yeah, look at this. Pathetic. Our is much better. We have some more demand for houses, so let's place some of them in the rest of this layout. Also, let's also zone some inside this area as well. And we are also going to place a few trees to decrease the noise pollution between the highway and also the houses, so that these people do not complain. And let's see the game develop. We are almost reaching the next milestone, which is going to be very good because we are going to unlock these trees, the 2-lane road with trees that I'm going to be using throughout the entire neighborhoods, at least the residential ones. And there we go, perfect. So with this we have unlocked these new types of roads that I told you about. And you know what, I think I'm gonna use them right on this episode. So let's upgrade the entire neighborhoods to these types of roads, just so it looks a little bit better. Look at that. What you gonna do now? Are you going to spread to the trees nearby? That's what you wanna do? You know, set this entire thing on fire? I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so. Not this time. Wow, this game is really scammy. I have disasters turned off. So basically I'm not using the natural disasters DLC main feature. Yet, if I want to rebuild this thing, I will have to place a disaster response unit first. Yeah, and this thing costs us 640 per week to maintain. Okay, so we're not quite ready for this yet, so what I think I'm gonna do... Okay, so this is a tent number 1, so I'm just going to delete this and rebuild it again. Like this. Okay, for the time being this is going to be the way we have to do things. Finally the thing is empty. Now we can finally delete this thing, which will give us much more freedom in the future, because now we can take our garbage processing units and place them somewhere else, perhaps outside and far away from our districts. And also these things now can focus their energy and their capacity into cleaning out the garbage of the residents and also the commerce, instead of using it to burn the existing trash that was in the landfill. So I think this is going to be much better in the future now. And look at all the trash cans disappearing. Clean. Okay, and we have another building catching fire. This one I will have to rebuild manually again. So what I think I'm gonna do is make a district here, and I'm gonna apply the smoke detector policy. I wonder if it will have any effect. Okay, and we're gonna call it Cave Hole District, or just Cave Hole. Okay, and the two names overlap. This is quite annoying, but it is what it is. So let me go to the policies. I wonder if this thing applies to park buildings, because by the description it seems that it only applies to residents. But let's try it out and see if it works. If we don't get any more fires in this park, then it means it's working properly. Alright guys, but that's going to be it for today. We have managed to build an entire camping site in this episode, and I'm quite satisfied with how it turned out. Today we have also managed to achieve and amass quite a fortune. I believe we are sitting on $300,000 or simoleons. So I think on the next episode we can start thinking about a more long-term road layout for this part of the city. And I already have some ideas, and I think you guys are going to be quite satisfied with what I'm about to build. But anyway guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have fun!